What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. Madden 21 footage is coming. Apparently, you may see some creators as early as 6:30 Eastern Standard Time tonight putting out some content. I'm not going to take their videos. I never do, but I certainly will take an image because we all know, at least with Madden, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And I know there's going to be two schools of thought here, okay? Number one, if you love Madden and you come here just to frustrate yourself by hearing my voice, there's nothing I'm ever going to do to convince you that this game is slipping in quality. You are just going to love the game no matter what. And I certainly wish I was in your same position, but I'm not. And number two, people who are frustrated with Madden, which by all accounts is the majority of people that have played or will be playing the game this year and the last 5 for that matter, looking at something like this and just understanding. And this is, I think, the point that has to be driven home. We often don't get to see the poor logic, right? We don't get to see the game running the code that drafts 3 punters, or running the code that has a player not understand zone coverage, or running the code that has a player stand there while somebody runs past and sacks the quarterback. We visually look at the end result, but we don't usually see it as directly. Now, I will say if you go load up Madden last year, you will see in the loading screen video, there's a player that steps under center and a player has different cleats on each foot. Also, you started to see draft classes happen where this was happening. I covered that on my channel, but this to me right here is, in face of the franchise, a little bit less excusable. And I'll tell you why. Number one, you can fix this, okay? If you don't have a programmer that can deal with the simplistic logic of, and just put yourself in this player's position. Right now, if you were going to leave your house to go run and pre-order Madden after watching this video, and you look down and you said, I've got a Nike shoe on my left foot and an Adidas shoe on my right foot, you would correct that more than likely before you got in the car. In Madden, they have people that are in charge of these scenes. Number one, somebody had to approve this video for it to be released. If you cared, you would say, hey, listen, I know this is going to be a lot of work for you, but can you cut this scene out where the players got different cleats on because it's absolutely ridiculous. It's going to look poor. And the last thing we need is to give anyone any kindling to light a fire of this game is awful. Right? So you have to be, from EA's standpoint, the most offensive as possible in terms of what's being shown, in my opinion. Because anything is subject to just blast off into outer space with how bad this game is. Secondarily, let's say you've got programmers that can't fix it. They come to you and they say, listen, we just can't get these cleats right. It's been a problem. You knew it was in the game last year. It's in the game this year. We just don't know how to assign assets to a player character correctly. You're going to have to find a way to work around this. Then you know how you fix it? 7 seconds of additional audio in this that says, hey, don't come on my field unless you're wearing the same pair of cleats. It looks ridiculous. Then, when you have that happen, you're acknowledging, number one, that the game is screwed up. Number two, you're making into a joke, which is essentially what your game's turning into anyway, so you're kind of one-upping yourself there. And you lose the ability for someone like myself or anyone else in this community that's going to be critical that knows this is just the visual. This is the visual representation of the lack of quality, concern, passion, care. This is not caring. I don't care what you put down in the comment section about this video. The reality is, by putting a comment there to begin with, by clicking the dislike button on this video, you were essentially putting more care into your thought process, into my content, than EA did to sell you a game. That's what you have to understand. So if you really sit there and say this doesn't matter, or you just hit the dislike button on this video because it's a pair of cleats, you are literally playing yourself. You're literally saying, I care more than the game that I'm buying or the game that I'm being sold, because I'm essentially making an effort to pay attention to what I'm doing enough to make sure that I'm doing what I want to do. I want to dislike this video. I want to hate this guy because all he does is hate this game. And this is no big deal to me because I don't care about players walking through a locker room with 2 different cleats. I love this game no matter what happens. And I can't wait till a team drafts 5 punters, 6 kickers, and only has 1 quarterback. Because I know one of the quarterbacks is going to be left-handed, and I'll put him in an emergency situation or just when I want to run the ball to the left, because these are the things that mean so much more in the grand scheme of a game. Attention to detail and quality, it all adds up. And when we can see it, we need to talk about it because they need to know, hey, listen, we're not a bunch of idiots. We can see when you can't fix your game. Love to know your guys' thoughts on this. Appreciate you checking it out. You know I will be back in the week with more commentary.